Long ago, in the heart of the Igbo land, there was a powerful kingdom called Umueke. Its people were strong, its land was fertile, but one thing troubled the kingdom. They had many enemies. Every year, riders came from across the hills to burn farms and steal women and children. The warriors of Umueke fight bravely, but they were always outnumbered. The king, Oba Anozie, was a man of wisdom, but his people whispered that wisdom was not enough. They wanted strength, they wanted power. And so, one night when the moon was full and the wind carried a strange song through the air, King Anozie did what no king had ever done. He left his palace alone, carrying only a staff, and walked into the sacred forest. The sacred forest was filled. Children were warned never to go near it. Even the oldest men in the village told stories of shadows that moved without bodies and the voice that called your name, though no one was there. But the king was not afraid. He wanted answers, he wanted powers. He stopped at the base of the tallest Iroko tree, the one said to be the gate between the world of men and the world of spirits. Spirit of Umeke, he called, his voice. Come forth, speak to your king. At first there was silence, then a cold wind swept through the forest. The leaves of the Iroko tree began to shake through the night was calm, and from the shadows, voice whispered, low, sharp, and heavy like drums under the earth. King Anozie, the voice hissed, why do you call us? The king swallowed hard but did not talk. My people suffer. Enemies rise against us. I want your power, so my kingdom will never fail. The spirit laughed. It was not enough of joy, but a laugh that made even the bird fly away. You want power, they said. Power has a prince. The king nodded. Name it. A shadow moved closer, the form of a man without a face, his body glowing. You must give us what you love most. Only then will you have the strength of 10,000 warriors. The king fused. What he loved most was not his throne, not his palace, not even his crown. It was his only daughter, Princess Adamma, the light of his heart. King Anozie returned to the palace at dawn. His eyes is heavy, his spirit troubled. His people saw him and bowed, but they did not know the secret he carried. That night, he called his daughter to sit with him. Adamma, my jewel, he said softly, would you give your life for Umeke? The princess smiled, not knowing what he meant. Yes, father, for our people, I would. The king's heart broke. For 3 nights, he did not sleep. Should he sacrifice his daughter to save his people, or should he protect her and let the kingdom fall to enemies? The whispers of the spirit haunts him. Choose, king, choose. Finally, on the fourth night, he walked again into the sacred forest. I cannot, he cried. I cannot give my daughter to you. Ask me for anything else. The shadow grew darkly. The air grew coldly. You refuse us. King Anozie, the spirit said. Then hear this. The power you seek will turn against you. Your kingdom will know no peace. The king. But he stood tall. Then let it be so. I will not kill my child. From that day, strange things began to happen. Crops that once grew tall began to die. Children fell sick with fever. No healer could cure. Warriors returned from battles with wounds that never closed. The people began to whisper, the king has angered the spirits. The gods have turned against Umeke. Soon his people grew restless. They are gathered before the palace, shouting, give us answer, O king, what have you done? Finally, the king stood before them and told the truth. I went into the sacred forest. I spoke with the spirits. They asked for my daughter, but I refused. The people gasped. Some wept, others shouted in anger, you chose your daughter over the kingdom. They cried, now we all suffer for it. But Princess Adamma stepped forward, tears in her eyes. Blame me, not my father. If my life will save my people, then let the spirit take me. The crowd fell silent. That night, before the king could stop her, Princess Adamma walked into the sacred forest alone. She stood under the Iroko tree and said, spirits, here I am, take me and leave my people. The shadow came, the cold wind blew, and with a scream across the land, Adamma vanished. From that day, the kingdom of Umeke found peace. The crops grew, the sickness ended, and the enemies no longer attacked. But King Anozie never smiled again. For true he was the king who spoke with spirits. He was also the king who lost his daughter to them. The night Adamma walked into the sacred forest, the whole village said, some said they heard her voice scream. Others said they saw a bright light shot up into the sky and vanish among the stars. But when dawn came, there was no sign of her. Her footprints stopped at the base of the Iroko tree. Beyond that, the ground was smooth as though she had been lifted into the air. The women wept, the men beat their chests, and the king sits on the palace floor, his crown cast aside, tears rolling down his face. The people's reaction. 3 days later, something strange happened. The fans that had watering suddenly died. The sick children opened their eyes, laughing as they had never been ill. And when the warriors went to guide the borders, they found no sign of enemies. It was as if peace had returned overnight. The people gathered in the village square, drums beating, horn blowing, and they cried, the spirits are sanctified, the kingdom is safe. But no one smiled full, for though the land was saved, the princess was gone. Please like my story, subscribe, and comment.